Hey, good morning, everybody. This is GGFan bringing you the game of the day. Yesterday, I started this series with my TOS Legacy team. This time, I decided to upload a game with a team that I call Rocky Stormy Waters, or RSW for short. This is a fairly old team. It was originally built by Ortheore, I believe. He built the team with Zapdos, Slowbro, and Rhydon. Now, I don't quite remember what the original construct was. This is sort of a reimagining of it. Ortheore built this team quite a long time ago, 2015, I believe. He may have even used it before that. So this team is over a decade old. It's a reimagining of it because I don't remember if he had Alakazam or Chansey on it. I've decided to use Tauros, Alakazam, Exeggutor, Zapdos, Slowbro, and Rhydon. Now again, no Snorlax, no Chansey, but that's okay. We can win games. I have Alakazam on here as opposed to Chansey because the team fares a little bit better against Lead Jinx. I have a dedicated Sleep Bait. I feel it's easier to play around Lead Jinx mostly. Exeggutor is there because it gives me a reliable sleeper. I did consider using Chansey, Sing Chansey as my sleeper, but obviously Exeggutor is a more reliable sleeper than Chansey. Then we have Tauros, of course. Tauros has to be there. And then we have the main attraction, Zapdos, Slowbro, Rhydon. They all benefit off one another. Yeah, that's it. So let's get into it. This was an entertaining ladder game I had. Low-level ladder. You love low-level ladder. Low-level RBY ladder is the best ladder. So let's get started. So, the opponent switches into Chansey. I have lead Zam against lead Starmie. I don't want to fire off Thunder Wave because I want to put something to sleep. If I click on Thunder Wave, it will be much harder to do so. I was expecting Sing there. Yeah, and to the opponent's credit, I get Thunder Waved. I was expecting Sing or Soft Boiled. Now, the opponent decides to let Chansey take sleep. I don't mind that, obviously. So I put the Chansey to sleep. I get paralyzed by a surprise Thunder Wave. In comes Cloyster. I manage to land the Stun Spore. Have to switch out. I go to Alakazam here. A nice Blizzard Miss. That's a really high roll Psychic. That's a max roll. To my knowledge, I haven't been in this situation for many years, but based purely off memory, a max roll Psychic on Cloyster from Alakazam does about 51%. Got lucky here. So I decide to go all in. I'm going to hope for a critical hit, a round of full paralysis, or another high roll. Clamp misses. I get neither, 48%, and I get blown up on. So Alakazam goes down. In comes Slowbro. I don't really have any better options, so I keep Slowbro in. Fire off Thunder Wave. Set up Amnesia. Opponent stays in. Body slams. It gets a critical hit and paralysis. Very unlucky. Surf does okay damage. I can 3-co Snorlax reliably. Kill Snorlax in 3 hits. Gonna rest. I dodge paralysis this time, but I have to rest again. I'm only at 25%. I'm hoping for full paralysis. I still don't get it. The Snorlax is committed to powering through. I mean, if the Snorlax powers through, I'm in a very, very precarious spot. Because it's still relatively healthy and it has Amnesia set up. Gets paralyzed. I finally get the round of full paralysis. Then I get 2. Surf does 34%. I go for the throat. I get rid of Snorlax. Snorlax is out of the equation. In comes Starmie. I decide to go all in. Was this the optimal move? I say yes, because I've got Tauros, Zapdos, and Rhydon. Neither of which don't really want to take on Starmie right away. Zapdos can fight Starmie, but doesn't do very well at taking attacks. And this Starmie has Blizzard. I paralyzed the Starmie. That's the main thing I wanted to do. I accomplished that. I use Amnesia. Now I'm faster. Fire off a Big Surf, 55%. Not the best roll, but I'll take it. Now Rhydon is guaranteed to kill the Starmie with Earthquake. Slowbro goes down to bad luck. That's okay. Slowbro accomplished a lot in this game. In comes Zapdos for the revenge. I had a hunch the opponent would go to Executor, but I fire off Thunderbolt regardless because, I'm not 100% sure. And if the opponent does switch to Executor, I have ways to get around it. Namely by sending in my own Executor, block Sleep Powder, I'm going to go for Explosion. I'm very confident the opponent will stay in. Tauros comes in. Tauros is my best option here. Opponent can't switch out reliably. We have a Tauros Ditto. All I want to do is land 2 attacks. Those weren't the best rolls, and I get hit by a critical hit, and I lose the speed tie. I was hoping to get Tauros down to about 40%, which would allow Rhydon to reliably pick off Tauros. Unfortunately, the Tauros here is at 43%, so I need a max roll Earthquake to kill Tauros. I lose the speed tie, which was a shame. Had I won the speed tie, the game is definitely over at this point. But we still have a game. Tauros dies. All I have to do is land Thunderbolt. But I can lose to a Freeze or a critical hit Hyper Beam. Opponent goes for a Blizzard and gets the Freeze. So now the game is probably over. I need a max roll Earthquake or a Blizzard Miss to win. Instead, the opponent switches into Sleeping Chansey. They're hoping that the Chansey can wake up. I have a golden opportunity to switch into Rhydon. I set up Substitute. Down Chansey goes. Now I have a pretty decent shot at winning. That was a bad play by the opponent, who otherwise played solid Pokemon. My sub gets popped. Earthquake does 40%. Critical hit or freeze. The opponent gets neither. Rhydon secures the win. In a close game. Suffered some bad luck at the end. That's okay. That was a misplay on the opponent's side. I won this game. And that's it. So this was the game of the day. Played with Rocky Stormy Waters RSW. And hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful. Or at least somewhat entertaining. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.